Yo, what happened to all them girls that started OnlyFans in like 2020 and 2021? Are y'all still trying? Cause like a lot of y'all failed. I don't know. I just remember so many girls from my high school starting OnlyFans like as soon as they turned 18 and graduated. And it's like they didn't even give life a chance. They just straight to OnlyFans. And it don't seem like any of them are millionaires now. So I think it's safe to say that this was a common occurrence that happened with a lot of people in a lot of different schools. So I'm just thinking like, do y'all just have like regular 9 to 5s now and just try to forget about the whole OnlyFans thing and act like it didn't happen? Or does it haunt you that there was a time in your life where people could literally pay $5 a month and have like access to like everything about you? For those of you that did make it though, and you making big money now, props to you. But for the ones that ain't make it, what's life like now? Because now it feels like, I don't know, it feels like your dignity's gone and it's like you tried to put yourself out there in the world for everybody to get and nobody even wanted it. And now you're just like, yeah, you lost all respect and dignity and you didn't even get no bread for it. I don't know, it just seems like a really sad place to be. Especially because they're like the Forex people because they did the same thing just with money.
So you're thinking about making an OnlyFans. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't, coming from someone who happily does. You're not going to make nearly as much money as like other influencers are going to tell you that you're going to, because like that's oversaturated market at this point. Maybe in 2016 this is a get rich quick kind of thing, not anymore. And once you do, you have to realize like this is on the internet until after, like you will be dead and this shit will still be very much alive on the internet. And there's nothing you can do about that. And you have to realize that and be 1,000% okay with that. And if you aren't, you shouldn't. You shouldn't make an OnlyFans if you are not consistent and willing to see things through, even when you see no results for a long time, because you have to build up fans, you have to build up followers, you have to build up traction, you have to be consistent, you have to talk to people. You have to do this every day, and it's going to be so irritating because you're not going to see any results for a while, but you have to continue. Or just don't make one, because if you don't think you can do that, then you shouldn't. And then my favorite part of the job, worrying about your safety, like constantly, is super awesome. I've invested, time and money into making sure that I am protected and safe. But regardless of the realities of how like serious people are, you're going to get death threats. You're going to get rape threats. You're going to get so many, and like people can find shit about you online pretty easily. And I put in a ton of like different things in place to protect myself. And even then, I know one day someone's going to probably like give me a real good scare if I haven't already. So
when I got off of OnlyFans, I had significant debt. I got off of OnlyFans last year, in the beginning of last year. And I owed taxes for the previous year, right? And so now I'm not making that money anymore. And I just want to encourage you guys, because this is actually happening right now to me. I had a letter from the IRS stating that I owed $288,000. And then from the Tax Board of California, I owed $88,000. So that's state tax and federal tax. So I was able to pay off the $288,000 to the IRS. Because I liquidated my brokerage account, my IRA, my life insurance policy, and I used all that up, all of it. I have no more savings. So that was a really hard time in my life, but it brought me through some crazy circumstances with the Lord and trusting in God to provide my needs like He promises in the Bible. But I want to tell you something. I still owe that $88,000 to the Tax Board of California.
I am stepping back from doing.
So what shifted? What changed?
Over the past few months, I've become really unhappy and regretting certain decisions that I've made.
Yeah. Like regretting just like making that kind of content, or like just
there's so many different factors. The first one is my parents. It took a while for them to be proud of me. I don't think they like what I do, and that's like hard, not being able to talk to them about like my career.
Let's talk about why I deleted my OnlyFans. What? Alright, I know that OnlyFans is something that is super popular right now, and it feels like a lot of people want to be on it. Personally, I did OnlyFans for about 7 or 8 months, but I was just done. A lot of people like to say they started it because they feel empowered, they feel sexy, they feel confident. And like, yeah, at first, I did feel that. But it started to get really old really quick. Like, you can only take so many videos of yourself without getting kind of sick of it. And yes, I was making good money from it. But personally, like, the stress that it was causing me just wasn't worth the money anymore. It started to feel like such a hassle, and I wasn't getting enjoyment from it anymore. It just wasn't really fun.
I did OF and I regret it badly. I'm really outing myself here, but maybe this video will help some people. I did OF for about 3 months. I'm just going to tell you some things that might help you if you're considering doing it. I think a few things that you should consider first is, are you willing to put in the time to do this? Are you willing to be cringe, and also setting boundaries for yourself, because it's so easy to start getting some money and just going past what you're actually comfortable with. That and Paul and all these creators glamorize OnlyFans, and a lot of young girls think, oh, it's gonna be so easy to make money, but in reality, if you don't have a following, it's a fucking grind. You have to be all over all the social media platforms at all times. You have to be on Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. You have to be talking to people on the actual app itself. So it is a full-time job in itself, and I was working at the time and I was struggling to fit it all into my day. So I think another thing would be to set time in the morning or the afternoon when you want to talk to people, because you want to make money and you just start getting, it starts getting out of control talking to people all day long. You will do some fucking cringy ass shit. So I signed with an agency towards the end, and they kind of took all rights of my OF, and they were making me do some cringy TikToks that just did not sit right with me. So I think like after doing that was when I was like, this is actually not who I am and not who I want to be on the internet at all. I will be honest with you though, I did it from the end of April until early August, and I think I made about 10,000 Australian dollars. So you can make money on there if you want. I could only commit my time part-time, but if you're doing it full-time and you really wanted to make money, then you just have to consider all these other things, like, is it who you want to be? Is it in line with who you are? Reason that I did it is because I wanted to move overseas and I needed an online job that I could do anywhere. So that's why I just hustled for that small amount of time, and I wanted to do that. But I wish I had thought about it much harder than I did, because I regret it and I wish I didn't do that. It was a weird part of my life. And also, don't be surprised if people that sign up to your OF. I think I got maybe 120 subscribers in that time that I did it, and you'd be surprised. A lot of them are people that you used to work with, people that you used to go to school with. Don't always believe things that you are seeing online. All of these people on TikTok are doing these cringy videos to go viral, and you're falling for it, and you are sharing it, you're commenting on it, and you're making these videos go viral. I think the girls that I'm talking about. And yeah, they're killing it. They're making a lot of fucking money because people are curious. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments, and I'd be happy to help you.
One of the things that I've come to know about the OnlyFans content creators is that a lot of them have this false perceived notion of what it takes to actually make it on OF. A lot of women think that they can just get on there, take some clothes off, post some pictures, maybe do 1 or 2 videos, and then all of a sudden they're gonna get $10 million that's gonna be in their bank account by Friday. It doesn't work that way. A lot of these content creators are finding out that it actually takes work, like hard, like you got to actually dedicate yourself to it. And you saw earlier, one of the people said, yeah, you got to basically try to up your last video. You always trying to one-up yourself. You know how exhausting that is to try to one-up yourself every single time you go out, you sit down to produce content? Because it's always going to be, what happens is, and this, I don't know why they didn't see this before, but with men we're very simple. Once we get that out of our system, we actually might even become disgusted by it, by what we just did, by what we watched, by what we saw, by you. So a lot of men, they need something else once you get involved and wrapped up in this lifestyle and in this OF content, or even watching corn, you constantly, what you'll find is you constantly need something to one up your previous experience. So what happens is a lot of these OnlyFans creators, they become boring to a lot of men, to a lot of the people that signed up to and subscribed to their OnlyFans content. So you'll find yourself doing more and more raunchy and racy things. You'll find yourself degrading yourself, doing the things that you said that you would not do. You will find yourself stepping over those lines that you said you would not cross. All in the name of content, because you're finding out that, wait a minute, I'm losing subscribers. And the subscribers that I have, I want to keep them entertained. I want to make sure that they still keep that membership coming, right? I want to make sure that I keep them subscribed throughout the year. So I got to find ways to constantly and consistently up my game. And a lot of them are lazy. They don't want to do that. Just go on TikTok, just watch the videos. A lot of people you come across, they're going to say, I thought it would be easy. I thought I could just create content, put it out there, boom, get money, and live in my mansion, driving my Bentley and my Mercedes-Benz truck. That's what they thought. But a lot of them are finding out that this is much harder than they thought it was going to be, and they're not ready for that type of work because they're lazy. A lot of these content creators are lazy. They don't want to do anything. They want to do the very bare minimum and get paid a ton of money for it. They're lazy. And when you have a lazy spirit, even in this, it turns out, guess what? You're still not going to be successful. And then at the end of it all, you still got to ask yourself, by the time you're done, because all of that will live on the internet, for the internet is forever. Keep telling people that. The internet is forever. So now what you've done, the content that you put out there will live on forever. That means whatever man that you meet, that you may find good enough to marry, guess what? Now you've got to explain to him why it is that your asshole is online for the world to see, and hope and pray that he can get over it. I'm going to tell you right now, most men will not. Most men that know their self-worth anyway, most men that have any amount of decency and self-worth about them do not want an OF chick. They certainly not about to marry. They don't even want to date one. They're certainly not about to marry one. Bust you down? Yeah, of course. That's not a question. We're not talking about, a lot of y'all get the two conflated. Y'all mix the two up. I got tons of people in my inbox. Tons of people in my inbox want to get at me. Tons of men, basketball players. I got all types of men. Ma'am, they want to sleep with you. That does not mean that they want to wife you. You are not a wife. You are a side project. That's what you are. You are a fly-by-night experience for them. There's two totally different things. And once you realize, when you get out here in the dating market, and you try to date seriously and try to get a man to love you on that level, now you got to explain to him why your body is out here, why you spread eagle busting it down for millions or to thousands of people across the world, across the country. You got to explain that. Oh, you're not going to tell him? Better hope you don't find out. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I thought this was an interesting subject to bring up because I think a lot of women out the gate, straight out of high school, as soon as they're 18, they run into OnlyFans thinking that that's where the bag is. And I'm telling y'all right now, it's not. It's not what you thought it was. Anyway, drop a comment down below on this, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.